The last message my girlfriend sent before dying in the line of duty. Lin Mo, 3 generations of my family have served in the police, dedicating our lives to this country. Now that my identity has been exposed, they will come after you for revenge. To keep you safe, I have to leave. Then came the horrifying news that not a trace of her body remained. I broke down again and again, until the last time I jumped into a river. A woman in a military uniform pulled me from the river. The moment I saw her face clearly, I froze. She looked so much like Shen. They could have been cast from the same mold. Even the beauty mark at the corner of her eye was in exactly the same place. From that day on, Mikai's face became my only reason to keep living. I did everything I could until I finally married her. On our wedding night, she stood by the window, staring blankly until dawn. My heart belongs only to Jian. You are only my husband in name. I nodded calmly. So am I. In the days that followed, I watched helplessly as she gave all her tenderness to Jian. I even gave him my chances for promotion and every slot for advanced training. When Jian caught a minor cold, Mikai canceled everything. She stayed at the hospital to care for him herself and made me deliver 3 meals a day, right on time. Everyone believed I would never leave Mikai for as long as I lived. Until one day, while I was preparing a nutritious meal for Jian, I suddenly received a call from Shen Yu's comrade. Lin Mo, it is me, old Shen. An excited voice came through the phone. Shen Yu is not dead. She is alive. She is at the Nanchang military district. The doctor says she should wake up in a few days. The receiver slipped from my hand as my ears began to ring. I do not know how long passed before I picked it up again, trembling. As soon as I handle things here, I will come right away. After I hung up, delayed joy crashed over me like a tidal wave. I had to end this marriage immediately and race back to the woman I truly loved. When I reached the civil affairs office, it was nearly closing time. The clerk on duty was packing up. Seeing me enter, they straightened up. What can I help you with? I want to file for a divorce without my spouse's consent. The clerk paused in surprise. On what grounds? Our relationship is broken down. She is someone she has never gotten over. I paused. The clerk looked sympathetic. They promptly handed me a form. Fill this out. Once it is approved within 10 business days, you will be divorced. When I carefully completed the form and handed it back, I felt completely unburdened. The stone that had weighed on my heart for years suddenly vanished. I even wanted to get completely drunk. After receiving their confirmation, I let out a long breath. I headed home with a spring in my step. But the moment I reached my front door, that good mood vanished without a trace. Before I even entered, I smelled something burning. I pushed open the door, and thick smoke hit me in the face, making me cough. In the kitchen, Mikai stood at the stove with a dark expression. Jian sat on the couch in pain, ointment smeared over his hand. Where were you? Mikai demanded sharply. You left without even turning off the stove. Jian burned his hand trying to put out the fire. Only then did I remember how excited I had been when I got that call. I had forgotten the soup was still simmering on the stove. I had an urgent matter. I opened my mouth. What could possibly be more urgent than staying home to cook? Mikai sneered. In her eyes, Lin Mo, was a man so in love with her that I had lost myself. I should stay home every day and wait for her to return, care for the man she loved, and be a proper military spouse. That was who I used to be, but not anymore. I was about to tell her about Shen Yu, but abruptly stopped myself. I could not tell her now to avoid complications. I had to wait until the divorce was approved. My silence only made Mikai angrier. If you make a mistake, you face punishment. Go stand outside all night. Jian spoke with feigned concern. Rain is forecast tonight. Lin Mo will get sick if he stands out there all night. He is a military spouse. How can he not handle this much hardship? Mikai did not even look at me. If he had not been so careless, your hand would not have been burned. I understood. The latter half was what truly mattered to her. I said nothing, silently turned around, and went into the yard. The autumn rain came quickly, first a few drops, then heavier and heavier. It struck my face hard enough to hurt. Standing in the rain, I could see inside through the window. Mikai was carefully applying ointment to Jian's hand, her brow tightly furrowed, as if she were holding a precious treasure. Jian said something. She shook her head, then reached out and gently stroked his cheek. That gesture left me momentarily dazed. Many years ago, Shen Yu used to stroke my hair the same way. Back then, we were still at military academy. I hid on the training field and cried because I had failed an assessment. Shen Yu found me but said nothing. She only gently rubbed my hand. Do not cry, she said with a smile. I will teach you. And she really did teach me for 3 whole months. Until I ranked first in the entire department. At the celebration banquet, she secretly took my hand beneath the table and whispered, "My Lin Mo is amazing." Rain and tears ran into my mouth, bitter and salty. I looked at Mikai's profile inside the house. For a moment, I saw Shen again. They looked so alike that sometimes I could not tell them apart. Jia and suddenly pushed Mikai away. "Do not do this. Lin Mo will be hurt if he sees. What if he makes a fuss and asks you for a divorce?" Mikai glanced out the window, her tone indifferent. "Before we married, I told him that you are the one I love. He knows, and he will deal with it himself." She paused, her voice utterly certain. As for divorce, even if everyone else in the world got divorced, he never would. Hearing that, the corner of my mouth twisted. She was wrong. Completely wrong. The rain kept growing heavier. My clothes had long been soaked through, clinging to my skin, icy to the bone. My mind began to blur, and darkness washed over my vision. Yet I stubbornly remained standing. At last, the sky paled with the first light of dawn, and I could no longer hold myself up. I fell hard to the ground. Before I lost consciousness, I felt someone lift me into their arms. A warm towel gently brushed across my face. I instinctively grabbed that hand and murmured, You are back." That hand suddenly went rigid. The next second, Mikai's cold voice came from above me. "Who is you?" I shot my eyes open and met Mikai's probing gaze. My heart skipped a beat, but I forced myself to stay calm. I was just talking in my sleep. Mikai stood beside the bed, looking down at me with a slight frown. She did not know anyone called you, so she instinctively assumed it was only sleep talk, a name I had randomly uttered in a dream. She gave it no further thought and reached out to feel my forehead. Once she confirmed my fever had broken, she said flatly, "Now that you are awake, get up and change. Today, Jian has a performance with the military arts troupe. He gave you a ticket to thank you for making him soup before." I lowered my lashes to hide the emotion in my eyes. I did not want any more trouble before the divorce was approved, so I obediently nodded and got up to change. As the car drove toward the military arts troupe, Mikai suddenly braked in front of a flower shop. She opened the door and headed straight inside. Through the car window, I watched her stand before the flower display. Her long fingers lightly brushed the petals. She finally chose a bouquet of moth orchids, Jia's favorite flowers. She even deliberately chose pale purple wrapping paper, because Jian had said purple was the color of romance. I watched quietly without the slightest ripple in my heart. Once, to get close to Mikai, I had learned every one of her likes and dislikes. I knew she was cold and distant, meticulous in everything. I knew she never did anything without purpose. But it turned out she, too, would carefully choose flowers for someone. Mikai returned to the car holding the flowers. I turned to look out the window. The streetscape brushed backward. It was just like my place in her life all these years. Always just background scenery. At the arts troupe entrance, the moment Jian saw Mikai, his eyes instantly lit up. Dressed for the performance, he looked like a fluttering butterfly. He rushed straight into Mikai's arms. Mikai's lips curved slightly as she handed him the flowers. "Break a leg." Jian took the flowers, his smile bright. "You should not have spent so much again." Mikai said nothing. She only raised her hand to smooth the hair at his temple. The two chatted intimately, oblivious to everyone around them. Only when Jian caught sight of me standing nearby did he give me a perfunctory nod of greeting. I did not care. I turned to head for the audience seats. Just then, a television reporter walked over with a camera on his shoulder. "Comrade Jia, may we interview you?" Jian nodded with a sweet smile. The reporter asked the usual questions about the performance. Then his gaze fell on the flowers in Mikai's hands, and his eyes lit up. "This must be your partner, right? You have such a successful career, and such a thoughtful partner, too." Mikai did not deny it. The reporter smoothly handed her the microphone. "As Comrade Shia's partner, is there anything you would like to say to him before he takes the stage?" Mikai took the microphone, her gaze fixed on Jian. Her voice was low and resolute. "To me, you will always be the brightest star. Go fly without fear. No matter what happens, I will always have your back." Standing in the corner, I vaguely remembered how, many years ago, Shen had said the same thing to me. After the performance, Jian held Mikai in his arms. "Why did you not deny it just now? Clearly, we are not that kind of couple." He gave me a pointed look. "Lin Mo is still here. He must be devastated after hearing that. Should you go comfort him?" Only then did Mikai look at me, her gaze indifferent. "Do not worry about him. She took Jia-eun's hand and left. The instant they reached backstage, I saw only a dark blur flash past. A chandelier came crashing straight down toward Jia-eun. Without hesitation, Mikai rushed onto the stage and threw herself over Jia-eun, knocking him to the ground. She shielded him firmly with her body. The chandelier struck her back, glass shards flying everywhere. Her uniform was instantly stained red. The scene descended into chaos. Soon, Mikai and Jia-eun were rushed into surgery. After signing the forms as family, I was about to leave when a nurse stopped me. "Commander Mi keeps calling for you. Please, go see her quickly." I froze for a moment, then entered the operating room. Mikai's face was pale, her forehead drenched in cold sweat. Yet she was exceptionally clear-headed. She grabbed my wrist, her voice broken and weak. "Take care of Jia-eun. I do not know when I will wake up. He is afraid of the dark and easily frightened. Do not leave his side for a moment." I watched her frantic expression and suddenly remembered Shen had once been the same. When my fever would not break, she watched over me for 3 days and nights, her eyes red. She even called in favors to bring specialists from the provincial capital. When someone falls in love, it turns out everyone gives everything they have. I nodded. Over the next few days, I barely slept for 3 days and nights. Like a machine, I went back and forth between their rooms, wiping Mikai's face and adjusting Jia-eun's intravenous drip. Everyone praised me as the model family member. Only I knew I was merely waiting out the final days until the divorce approval came through. Mikai suddenly stirred in her hospital bed, and I quickly set down the towel. But the first thing she said when she opened her eyes was, "Where is Jia-eun?" After days without sleep, dark circles shadowed my eyes. I answered calmly, "He is awake. He is in the room next door." Mikai frowned. "Did I not tell you to stay with him? Why are you here with me?" When I remained silent, Mikai's tone turned colder. "He is afraid of the dark and physically weak. How could you leave him alone? If you cannot even handle this, what use are you?" As she spoke, she violently shoved me away and threw off the covers to get up. Caught off guard, I staggered back several steps. My forehead slammed hard into the corner of a table. A sharp pain struck instantly. Warm liquid slowly ran down from my temple. Mikai strode away without looking back. She did not even notice I was hurt. Bracing myself against the table, I slowly stood and wiped away the blood. Then I silently headed to the nurse's station. With the divorce approval nearly finalized, I had my wound treated. I went home and began packing. At the back of the closet was a cardboard box. Inside were all the gifts I had given Mikai over the years, neatly arranged. The watch from last year's birthday was coated in dust. The fountain pen from our anniversary 2 years ago still had its ink cartridge untouched. The sweater I secretly bought for our first anniversary still had its tag attached. I threw it all into the trash. After 2 days of packing, the phone rang. Mikai's voice came through the receiver. "Come to the hospital and pack my things. I am being discharged." I murmured in acknowledgement, grabbed my coat, and left. In the parking lot, I had just put the luggage in the Jeep's trunk when a guard came hurrying over. "Comrade Jia is being harassed by the woman his mother arranged for him to meet." Mikai's expression changed instantly. She slammed on the accelerator, and the Jeep shot forward like an arrow. The force threw me against the seat, and I couldn't help but warn her, "Slow down." But Mikai ignored me. The Jeep screeched to a stop in front of the Jia residence. Its tires scraped the ground with a piercing shriek. Mikai practically leaped from the Jeep. Her military boots thudded over the stone path. Holding onto the car door, I felt my vision darken in waves. Not far away, I saw a heavily made-up woman gripping Jia-eun's wrist, trying to drag him outside by force. Jia-eun's white shirt had been tugged into wrinkles, and tear tracks streaked his face. With a furious shout, Mikai rushed forward. She slapped the woman across the face. The woman staggered back, her cheek instantly red and swollen. Jia-eun clung to Mikai's slender shoulders, trembling nonstop. "My mother insisted I go on the date. I do not like her. You are the only one in my heart." Mikai held him tightly, her gaze terrifyingly dark. "Do not be afraid. I will take you to see your mother right now." With her arm around Jia-eun, she turned and left. Dizzy and disoriented, I was just about to follow when that blind date grabbed me. "Who is that woman to you?" "She stole my husband, so she has to give me a man in return." "You will do nicely." My whole body stiffened as I struggled and cried out, "Mikai." But Mikai had already gotten into the car with her arm around Jia-eun, without even looking back. The engine roared, and the Jeep began to pull away. I fought desperately to break free, then stumbled after the Jeep. I even ran out of one shoe. There was a dull thud, and I felt a burst of searing pain as my whole body was hurled away. I crashed hard onto the stone steps by the road. Blood instantly spread beneath me, pooling into a glaring red stain on the dusty road. Did we hit someone? Jia turned back in panic. I think it was Lin Mo. Mikai glanced into the rearview mirror. The figure lying in blood was so familiar, yet so strange. Her hands tightened around the steering wheel. It is fine. Your problem comes first. Someone will handle it. The black sedan sped away, its exhaust mixing with dust. It blurred my fading vision. Lying in a pool of blood, I watched the azure sky slowly darken. When I woke again, cold sweat still clung to my forehead. The pain in my ribs made even breathing a cautious effort. Mikai's guard stood nearby. When he saw I was awake, he stepped forward and said in an official tone, "The situation was urgent. The commander did not mean to hit you. The doctor examined you. You only have two broken ribs. Your life is not in danger. The commander has sent people to care for you. Focus on recovering. I will go report the situation now." The guard turned and left, his footsteps gradually fading down the hall. Lying in bed, I gripped the sheets tightly with my fingertips. The pain made even my fingers tremble. Only two ribs. I tugged at my lips in a self-mocking smile. Even if I had been killed, in Mikai's eyes, it would not matter as much as Jia and shedding a single tear. Luckily, I do not love her. Otherwise, how much would it hurt? During the days I recovered, I was as quiet as an invisible man. No one came to see me. Mikai never appeared either. I was not surprised. I simply took my medicine on schedule each day, until the doctor declared I could leave the hospital. The day I was discharged, I did not go straight home. Instead, I went to the department store. I was going to see Shen. I had to bring her gifts. A lady's watch, a fountain pen, perfume. I chose each item carefully. They were all styles Shen had liked before. As I paid, I felt unusually lighthearted. I did not even notice someone approaching behind me. "Why are you buying me so many things?" A cool female voice suddenly came from behind me. I turned and saw Mikai standing behind me, her brow slightly furrowed. Her eyes fell on the bags in my hands. "I already have all of these. You do not need to buy them from me." Her tone remained cold, but something complicated flickered in her eyes. She had not expected that after hitting me and leaving me in the hospital without a care, the first thing I would do after discharge was buy her gifts. He actually loved me that much. I opened my mouth, about to explain that they were not for her, but the clerk came over just then. She placed Mikai's pre-ordered items on the counter. A men's tie, a bottle of cologne, and a razor. They were all styles Jia liked. I glanced at them, then looked away without expression. Seeing me look at them, Mikai somehow added impulsively, "These have to be reserved in advance. If you like them, I will buy you some next time." I smiled. "No need. There will not be a next time. I am leaving soon." Mikai frowned, seemingly surprised by my response. But in the end, she said nothing. For once, Mikai offered to drive me home. The moment we reached the door, a mail carrier handed me an envelope. I opened it and found a train ticket to Nanchang. Mikai casually glanced at it, and her expression shifted. "What did you buy a train ticket for?" "To see someone very important," I answered calmly. Mikai paused, assuming I was returning to my hometown. Her voice softened. "When are you leaving?" "Next week. I will have someone prepare things for you to take home," she said flatly. "I will not go. Military duties are keeping me too busy." Since our marriage, she had never once gone home with me. I used not to mind. It was better that she did not come, sparing us both the awkwardness. Now that I was leaving, I cared even less. I merely nodded and said nothing more. But just as I turned to go inside, my ankle twisted. I pitched forward. Mikai swiftly seized my wrist and yanked me back. Caught off guard, I crashed into her, my cheek brushing her chin. We both froze. "What are you two doing?" A low voice suddenly rang out. Jia stood nearby, his eyes red as he stared at us. Mikai released me almost instantly, rare panic in her voice. Nothing happened. He nearly fell, so I helped him. With that, she picked up the things she had bought for Jia. She hurried toward his room, her retreat almost frantic. Rubbing my aching wrist, I was about to go inside, when Jia abruptly blocked my way, teeth clenched. "Did you not say you did not need her love? So what is this, trying to seduce her again? You cannot keep up the act anymore, can you?" He sneered. "You love her so much that you finally cannot resist taking her from me." I sighed warily. "You are reading too much into it. It was just an accident." Jia did not believe me. His gaze turned cold. Lin Mo, just you wait. He slammed into my shoulder and stormed away. As usual, I made dinner. I had just carried a bowl of chicken soup from the kitchen when Jian approached and reached for it. Let me help you. I sidestepped him. No need. But Jian would not let it go and insisted on grabbing it. As we struggled, he suddenly cried out, then fell backward. Chicken soup splashed all over him, and the bowl shattered on the floor. Hearing the commotion, Mikai rushed over. What happened? Before I could speak, Jian raised an arm and pointed at me. Lin Mo, I know you do not like me living here, but you cannot deliberately push me. I could not believe it. I push you. You clearly fell on purpose. Mikai cut me off sharply, her eyes ice cold. Hurting Jian was not enough for you. Now you are slandering him too? I have known him for years. I know exactly what kind of person he is. She called over the guards at once. What is the punishment for deliberately harming a military dependent? The guard looked at me and hesitated. By regulation, 20 lashes, confinement in a labor reform camp, and a written self-criticism. Carry it out. Mikai gave the order coldly, without even looking at me. When the guard stepped forward to restrain me, I actually smiled. My smile was so calm. I did not even struggle. I only looked deeply into Mikai's eyes. That look made Mikai's heart tremble for no reason. But she quickly looked away and focused on examining Jian's burns. Sister Mikai, I am fine. Jian's eyes reddened. His voice soft and coy. Do not be too hard on Lin Mo. Mikai said nothing. She only gently patted the back of his hand. I was dragged to the punishment ground in the back courtyard. Rough hemp rope bound my wrist, securing me to a wooden post. When the first lash came down, I bit through my lip. The whip cracking through the air was bone-chilling. The clothes on my back were soon whipped. 2 shreds, exposing skin covered in wounds. I clenched my teeth, refusing to cry out. 10 lashes, 15, every strike burned like fire. My consciousness began to fade, and darkness washed over my vision. But I never begged. I only silently counted each lash. By the 20th lash, my whole body had gone limp. When the guard untied me, I collapsed to my knees. Can you still walk? The guard asked with a frown. I braced myself against the ground and slowly stood. My back burned with pain as blood ran down my spine, staining my pant legs red. But I only said calmly, I can. They took me to the labor camp and threw me into a dark, damp cell. Paper and a pen sat on the table, and a hard cot stood in the corner. You will not be released until you write your self-criticism. The guard locked the door after saying that and left. With trembling hands, I picked up the pen, only to find my fingers too stiff to hold it. I drew a deep breath and forced myself to write, one word at a time. I acknowledged my mistake. I should not have harmed Jian. After a few lines, I suddenly crumpled the paper. This is ridiculous. Why should I repent for something I did not do? The warden pushed open the door, saw the crumpled paper on the floor, and sneered. Still refusing to admit your mistake? Then stay locked up. For 3 days and nights, I was locked in that windowless cell. I wrote confession after confession, but every one was rejected. In the end, I went numb and mechanically wrote words I did not mean, just so I could get out sooner. On the 4th morning, when the labor camp gates finally opened, I staggered outside. The sunlight was so harsh I could not open my eyes. I had lost a frightening amount of weight, my face pale as paper. I dragged my heavy feet home. Every step pulled at the wounds on my back, making cold sweat pour from me. Lin Mo, you're back. Jian stood in the doorway, his voice dripping with sarcasm. How have the last few days been? I ignored him and headed straight inside. Do not be so cold. Jian grabbed my wrist, pressing directly on my wound. Since you've been punished, I'll forgive you. I bought movie tickets. Let's go together. Pain made me suck in a sharp breath, and I violently shook off his hand. Lin Mo. Mikai's voice came from behind me. Jian is generously trying to make peace with you, and you're still acting high and mighty. I turned to see Mikai standing on the stairs, her face cold. Suddenly, I felt so tired. Too tired even to find the strength to explain. I'll go, I said softly. At the theater, Mikai spent the entire time taking care of Jian. When she bought popcorn, she deliberately chose his favorite caramel flavor. She whispered explanations of the plot into his ear. She even carefully wiped ice cream from the corner of his mouth. That couple is so loving, audience members behind us whispered. She is so dashing and thoughtful. He is so lucky. Blushing, Jian leaned into Mikai's arms. Neither of them explained. I sat beside them like I was invisible. I stared at the giant screen, but my thoughts were far away. In 3 days, I would receive the divorce papers. Then I could finally leave this place and find the person I truly loved. The film had reached the climax of its love story. The audience was absorbed in the plot. A shrill alarm tore through the darkness. Fire! Thick smoke poured from the projection room as flames spread rapidly. The crowd instantly erupted into chaos. Mikai leaped to her feet almost on instinct. She grabbed Jian's hand. She did not look back at me. In the back row, the crowd shoved me down. My knee slammed into the hard steps, and pain blackened my vision. By the time I struggled back up, the theater was in complete disarray. I staggered toward the exit, but froze when I touched my bare neck. My necklace was gone. Shen had given it to me, and it held her photograph. My necklace. My face drained of color as I turned to rush back inside. It is too dangerous in there. A rescue worker grabbed me and stopped me. I dropped something. It was a gift from the person I love. I have to get it back. My voice trembled. Mikai heard the commotion from afar. She turned, saw me desperately trying to rush back in, and frowned. She strode over and grabbed my hand. No possession is more important than your life. Wait until the fire is out, then look for it. If we cannot find it, I'll buy you an identical one. I had no time to explain. I wrenched free from her grasp. While she was off guard, I rushed straight into the burning theater. Lin Mo. Mikai's face changed instantly, and she immediately ran in after me. The blaze was fierce, and the smoke stung so badly no one could open their eyes. Mikai searched through the wreckage. At last, she found me beside a row of overturned seats. I was kneeling on the floor, clutching a silver chain tightly in both hands. My face was covered in soot, yet I smiled in relief. A burning wooden beam suddenly crashed down onto my back. Lin Mo. Mikai rushed over, but only managed to catch my collapsing body. Outside the operating room, the doctor handed Mikai the blood-stained necklace. The patient kept clutching this. We had a hard time getting it from him. It seems to hold your photo, so we gave it to you. Mikai froze, then opened the necklace's clasp. Inside was a yellowed photograph. In it, a woman had her arm around a young man. They stood beneath the military academy's cherry blossoms, smiling brightly. When was this taken? Mikai stared at the photograph, unable to remember ever taking a picture like this with Lin Mo. Yet the woman's eyes and facial features in the photo, even the tear mole at the corner of her eye, were identical to Mikai's. She gripped the necklace tightly, an inexplicable tightness filling her chest. He loved me that much. For a single photo together, he was willing to risk his life. When I woke up, my first instinct was to reach for my neck. My necklace. I jolted upright, pulling at the wound on my back. The pain made me gasp sharply. Where is my necklace? My voice was hoarse, my eyes red-rimmed. Mikai sat beside the bed and coldly handed me the necklace. I held it to my chest as though it were a priceless treasure. Tears silently rolled down my face. For one photo together, you were willing to throw your life away. Mikai's voice was hoarse. Is she really that important? My heart tightened. I had not expected Mikai to see the photograph. But from her expression, she seemed to have mistaken Shen for herself. She is very important. She is my life, I said softly. During all the years Shen was gone, I survived only because of this photograph. Mikai looked at me with conflicted eyes, deeply shaken. Everything I had done for her over the years. She had seen every last bit of it. She would always love only Jian. She could not love anyone else. Yet I was her husband, and she still would not return my feelings. Slowly, she reached out and wiped away the tear tracks on my face. For the next few days, Mikai stayed by my side at the hospital, something she had never done before. She bought me the best supplements and hired the best caregiver. She even fed me herself. A week later, Mikai took me home for a family dinner. At the dinner table, Mikai's father suddenly asked, "When are you planning to have children?" To my surprise, Mikai nodded. "We're trying." I looked at her in disbelief. On the way back, I finally could not stop myself from asking, "Don't you love Jian? If you have a child with me, won't he be angry?" I could never have a child with him. Mikai stared ahead, her voice calm. "I know you love me deeply, but I will never love you. I cannot leave you in a sexless marriage, so having a child with you is the best compensation I can offer." She paused. "I will talk Jian into accepting it. Tomorrow is my fertile window. I will come home early. Consider it making up for the wedding night we never had." I clenched my fist and said nothing. There is no need to make it up. Tomorrow, the divorce papers will be finalized, and I will be leaving. As usual, Mikai went to regimental headquarters. I left the house after her. I went to the Civil Affairs Bureau and took the newly approved divorce papers. Then I went straight to the arts troupe to find Jian. Jian still looked surprised when he saw me. Why are you here? I said bluntly. Mikai should have told you that she plans to have a child with me. Jian's face went white as he gripped the doorframe tightly. Did you come here to flaunt it? I shook my head. I do not want this child. Take my place. Jian stared at me wide-eyed, as if I had lost my mind. What are you talking about? I think your parents' attitude has softened over the years. If you have a child with Mikai, perhaps they will accept the two of you being together. I said calmly. Jian bit his lip, conflict flashing in his eyes before he finally nodded. I do love Mikai, but I do not want to be the other man. You are not the other man. I took the divorce papers from my bag. Mikai and I are already divorced. The black print and glaring red official seal stood out on the white paper. Jian accepted them with trembling hands, then looked up at me in disbelief. When did you apply? I thought you loved her deeply. I gave a faint, bitter smile. I never even liked her. Why? Jian asked urgently. Then why did you marry her? Why endure so much misery? I did not answer. I only glanced at my watch. Get ready. Mikai will be back tonight. This is your best chance to be together. Jian gritted his teeth, struggle flashing in his eyes, before finally nodding. As night fell, Mikai returned home right on time. When she opened the door, she saw me sitting by the bed. The dim bedside lamp cast my profile in a soft glow. I'm home, she spoke awkwardly. Thinking of what they were to do tonight, she looked embarrassed. I looked up, a faint smile on my lips. Go take a shower first. Mikai nodded and headed into the bathroom. Once the water began running, I quietly switched off the lamp. The room fell into darkness, lit only by a thin sliver of light beneath the bathroom door. I quietly went to the guest room and knocked on Jian's door. Jian quickly opened it, his face still anxious. Are you really giving Mikai to me? He asked softly, his voice full of disbelief. I pressed the divorce papers into his hands. I wish you both happiness. After Jian slipped beneath the covers, I took one last look at this home. Then I took my suitcase and left without looking back. Goodbye forever, Mikai. I'm going to find the person I truly love. Water continued rushing in the bathroom. Jian still could not believe that I had simply given Mikai to him. All these years, everything I did made it seem as though I loved Mikai deeply. I had even accepted that Mikai did not love me. The thought stirred something in Jian's heart. He looked again at the divorce papers in the drawer, making sure the names on them were correct. Then excitement rose within him. No matter what, once tonight was over, he and Mikai could finally be together openly. The water in the bathroom stopped. Jian hurried under the covers and turned off the light. In the pitch-black room, Mikai could not see a thing. She instinctively reached for the light, then heard a muffled voice say, Don't turn on the light. Mikai's hand paused. Then she thought, perhaps that was for the best. Lin Mo was not the one she loved, so why did she need to see his face? Wearing only a bath towel, she climbed onto the bed. She lifted the covers and awkwardly embraced the person beneath her. But as the kiss deepened and she heard the other's suppressed breaths, Lin Mo's face inexplicably appeared in her mind. What expression would Lin Mo have right now? When she thought of how deeply Lin Mo loved her, how he had risked his life for one photo, without any regard for his own safety. How much love would Lin Mo be feeling at this moment? At that thought, a strange feeling rose in Mikai's heart. It was as if she were anticipating something. She told herself that she was already trying for a baby anyway. If she did not conceive this time, they would have to try again. Were they supposed to do it with the lights off every time? Having convinced herself, she stopped. I'll turn on the light. She thought Lin Mo would be overjoyed, but the figure suddenly grabbed her hand, stopping her from getting down. The voice sounded oddly strained, carrying a faint trace of Jian's tone. Mikai frowned, sensing something was wrong. Did Lin Mo sound like that? Ignoring the person beneath her pleading for her to stay, she got up and switched on the light. The room suddenly flooded with light. Then she saw that the person on the bed was not Lin Mo at all, but Jian. Jian hid beneath the covers, unable to meet her eyes. Mikai could not believe it. Why was Jian in her room? Before she could stop herself, she blurted out, Why are you here? Where is Lin Mo? Perhaps realizing her tone was too harsh, Mikai added, Lin Mo is still a military dependent. If word gets out, my reputation will be damaged. Wrapped in the covers, Jian did not notice anything unusual in her words. He spoke softly. I understand your concern, but Lin Mo is no longer a military dependent. That is why I came in his place. Aren't you happy to see me? Mikai did not understand what Jia meant. What did he mean? Lin Mo was no longer a military dependent. They had seen each other only recently. But Jia noticed Mikai's confusion. He took out the divorce papers I had given him from the drawer and handed them to her. You did not know about this, Mikai. You and Lin Mo are already divorced. You have no ties left. The revelation struck Mikai like a bolt from the blue. The fact that she and Lin Mo were divorced was even more shocking than finding Jia in bed with her. At that very moment, she snatched the divorce papers from Jia's hands and quickly opened them. But the names Lin Mo and Mikai on the papers left her frozen. Lin Mo had really divorced her without her even knowing. Why would he do this? She thought he loved her enough to risk his life for her. Yet he had suddenly divorced her. She did not know how long she stood there. At last, Mikai heard Jia's voice. What is wrong, Mikai? Shouldn't you be happy? You are finally free of someone you do not love. And we can be together, as long as we have a child first. Both our families will surely accept us then. A sweet smile spread across his face. He took Mikai's hand and led her back to the bed, then kissed her, wanting to continue what they had started. But Mikai shoved Jia away. She grabbed her clothes and rushed out the door. Lin Mo. She dressed in a panic, so frantic that she buttoned her clothes wrong. But after searching every room, she found no sign of me. She even realized that all of my belongings were gone. It meant I had not acted on a whim. I had planned to leave her long ago. But why? Standing in the living room, she had never imagined that I would one day divorce her. Whether it was Mikai or anyone else, everyone believed I loved her to my very core. Otherwise, how could I have endured knowing that her heart still belonged to Jian and married her just so I could be by her side? A complicated feeling unlike any she had known flooded her heart. By then, Jian had put on pajamas and hurried out after her. The moment Mikai saw him, a thought struck her. She grabbed Jian by the shoulders. Lin Mo gave you the divorce papers? What did he say to you? Why did he divorce me? Where has he gone? She shouted, none of her former gentleness remaining. Jian's shoulders ached under her grip as he looked at her in confusion. Lin Mo gave me the divorce papers, but he only told me that you two no longer had any relationship, so I came here. What are you doing, Mikai? Why are you so worked up over Lin Mo? You are hurting me. His brow furrowed, startling Mikai into releasing him. Yet she did not know where to put her hands. Yes. Why was she so agitated? She clearly did not love me. Even what she planned tonight was only meant to make it up to Jian. Now that I had left on my own, all she had to do was continue and have a child with Jian. Then no matter how their families tried to stop them, they could never separate them again. But, faced with Jian's expectant expression, Mikai found she had no desire for it at all. After a long silence, she pushed him away. I'm sorry, Jian. I am not in the mood right now. Go get some rest. Jian's smile slowly faded. Is this because of Lin Mo? Mikai did not know what to say, so she remained silent. But that reaction only made Jian more certain of what Mikai was thinking. He looked at her, wounded. Mikai, have you fallen in love with Lin Mo? How could I? She shot back instinctively. How could I ever fall for him? You are the only one in my heart. Lin Mo suddenly divorced me, so I need time to process this. She explained. If you do not love him, why are you rejecting me now? As long as we conceive a child, no one will ever separate us again. This is our best chance, Mikai. Jian kept questioning her, his eyes turning red. He looked ready to cry at any moment. Seeing him like this, Mikai's heart softened. She knew Jian was not wrong, but her heart simply would not settle, much less leave her in the mood for that. After several seconds of silent standoff, Mikai stepped around him and headed out. Jian, wait for me. Once I sort this out, I will come back for you. I will not let us stay apart forever. With that, she walked straight out the door. At some point, it had begun to rain. The wine-driven rain rattled against the windows, but Mikai did not even turn back to get an umbrella. She rushed straight into the downpour. She went to the Mi family home first. When she learned I had not been there, she went to the train station. Because of the rain, many trains had been delayed. Mikai searched train after train, asking station staff for the passenger list as she ran through the rain. Even she did not know why she was doing this, but instinctively, she did not want me to leave. If she could bring me back, then perhaps she could give me more of her attention from now on, as long as I came back. At last, she found a train with Lin Mo's name on the passenger list. Mikai was overjoyed. but the attendant shook his head the next second. That train was not delayed. It had left long ago. Mikai went pale. She had still been too late. And the next train to the same destination would not leave for another 3 days. No matter how desperate she was now, there was no way she could follow my trail and catch up to me. Mikai thanked the attendant hoarsely for his help. The rain only grew heavier, yet she had no thought of taking shelter. She simply walked home. Back at home, Jia-en had angrily retreated to the guest room, but Mikai did not notice his feelings at all. She went into my room. Before, whether it was her parents or me, we had all brought up sharing a bed, but she would always reply coolly that she was busy with work. Sometimes I'd come home late. It would not be right to disturb you. She used that excuse to refuse again and again. Tonight was the first time she had entered my room, yet it was utterly empty. It was as if I had never lived here all these years. Otherwise, why would there be nothing here? Even the things she had once given me were nowhere to be found. Dazed, she sat at the bedside and waited through the night, but I never suddenly returned. The house stayed silent all night, as though she were the only one left. The next morning, Jia-en woke up and went downstairs for breakfast. Seeing the empty table, he remembered that I was gone. I had cooked every day before. He had planned to go out and buy breakfast, but then remembered Mikai was home. Thinking of what happened the night before, he went into the kitchen himself. He fried eggs, cooked porridge, added a few side dishes, and set everything on the table. He was about to call Mikai, but she came downstairs on her own. Jia-en paused, then quickly smiled. Mikai, breakfast is ready. Come try it. All right. Mikai had not slept all night, and her voice was still hoarse. But none of last night's hesitation remained. Jia-en was the one she truly loved. As for me, I had left, and that was that. She walked to Jia-en and gave him a gentle hug. You have worked hard. Seeing that her mood had returned to normal, Jia-en was overjoyed. He quickly brought all the food over, watching her finish it with happiness in his eyes. Though it was only a simple breakfast, even a simple breakfast felt sweeter than a honeymoon after their brief separation. Mikai put on her coat and headed to the military district for work. She worked diligently all morning, until nearly noon, when a colleague beside her suddenly said, Mikai's husband should be here soon, right? He used to bring lunch at this time every day. I wonder what delicious food he made today. Exactly. If I had a husband like him, I would wake up smiling every day. Too bad he has eyes only for our Mikai. He even takes care of the man Mikai has always loved. He truly loves her to the bone. Whether they were envious or jealous, their words made Mikai's chest tighten again. Before she could speak, she heard someone gasp. Someone is coming. Look, is it Lin Mo? Her heart stirred. Could it be Lin Mo? But as the figure drew closer, Mikai did not even notice her own disappointment. The one standing before her was not me, but Jia-en. She forced a smile. Jia-en, why are you here? Jia-en had come deliberately to show himself at the military district, so everyone would know about him and Mikai. He took a lunchbox from his bag and handed it to her. Of course I brought you lunch. You are already divorced from Lin Mo, so from now on, I will take care of you, Mikai. Then he took out another container. It held some small snacks. Jia-en smiled as he offered them to the others. I made these myself. Everyone, have some. They were all in the same military district, so no one wanted to embarrass Mikai. Everyone took a little, but the way they looked at Mikai had changed. Everyone knew I loved her, and now we were divorced. It was bound to invite speculation. Mikai's expression darkened, but she held back her anger. Only after Jia-en left did they begin whispering among themselves. Lin Mo actually divorced Mikai. Mikai could really throw away all those years of Lin Mo's devoted care. And now, for her first love, she kicked him aside. Mikai really is heartless. Hey, keep it down. Mikai never loved him. After all, I wonder where Lin Mo went. It would be wonderful if he took a liking to me. I do not have some first love in my heart. They giggled and laughed, occasionally shooting Mikai strange looks. No matter what had happened before, this was why Mikai had never considered divorce. Whenever there was discord in a family, someone of her status would draw criticism. She had never intended to make the divorce public. Yet on the very first day, the entire military district already knew. That evening, the moment she got home, Mikai warily stopped Jia-en. Jia-en, what exactly were you doing today? Do you not know someone in my position has to be careful about these things? Jia-en was preparing dinner. He froze at Mikai's words. He gave a soft laugh. Of course, I wanted everyone to know about our relationship before you were married. so it was not appropriate to say anything. But now you are divorced. We are planning to be together. What is wrong with that? Mikai clenched her fist. Do you know what they are saying about me now? They say I threw Lin Mo aside for you. Rumors like that are extremely damaging to my promotion. Do not come tomorrow. Just wait until this blows over. Jian wanted to say something, but held it back and brought the food to the table. All right, let us eat first. Mikai sat down and looked at the table. Whenever I had been responsible for cooking, I made different dishes every day. I never cut corners. I even tailored the meals to each person's taste. Now, looking at what Jian had served, Mikai's hand froze for several seconds before she reached for the food. The meal was tasteless to Mikai. She rubbed her brow. Just as she was about to rest, Jian caught her hand. Mikai, let us sleep together tonight. He looked happy, and it was clear he had more on his mind. Mikai shook her head. I am exhausted. We should sleep separately. With that, she went straight to her room. She did not notice Jian's stunned expression. After closing the door, Mikai sat on the edge of the bed. She had not lied to Jian. After dealing with matters at the military district all day, she truly was tired. But on the other hand, she pulled a train ticket from her pocket. It was for 2 days later. When she passed the train station today, she had inexplicably gone inside. She had bought a ticket for the same train as mine. What was she doing? Was she really going to look for me? She stared deeply at the ticket, wanting to tear it up. But in the end, she put it back into her pocket. The next day, she took leave and brought Jian to the Mi family home. Her parents still did not know she and I had divorced. When she opened the door, Mother Mi's smile froze. Why is it him? Where is Lin Mo? Mother Mi's tone turned distant. Mikai explained that she had divorced me, and that she wanted to be with Jian. Mother Mi showed no expression from beginning to end. Not until Jian had gone back to his family home did Mother Mi look at her daughter with a complicated expression. Mikai, it is not that I insist on stopping you two. It is just that over these years, how Lin Mo has treated you is plain for all of us to see. You have not been divorced from Lin Mo for long, yet you are already bringing Jian home, even if his family agrees. What will become of our family's reputation? How could Mikai not have considered that? But she wanted to move faster and faster, as if confirming her relationship with Jian quickly enough would let her leave all that unease and panic behind. Mother Mi sighed and continued, besides, you know, Jian, he is no match for Lin Mo. How could he take good care of you? Mikai, think this through. Do not act on impulse. After that, Mother Mi told Mikai to go home, think it over, and decide later. Before she left, she also told her that no matter whether she ultimately chose to be with me or Jian, the Mi family would support her. Mikai was deeply moved. After she returned home, there was still no word from Jian's family. Mikai was just about to rest when she remembered something and reached into her pocket. The ticket inside was for tomorrow's train. Was she really going? She looked at the ticket bearing another city's name. Less than 20 hours remained before the train departed. Mikai took a deep breath and put the matter out of her mind for now. When she woke up, word from the Jia family had arrived. Their attitude had not changed. Mikai now held a higher rank. She could easily be assigned life or death missions. As a soldier, she could not refuse. What if something happened to her one day? What would Jian do? Was he supposed to wait forever? The Jia family only wanted their son to marry a steady, respectable woman. That was enough for them. Mikai had expected the Jia family's response. She was about to go tell them she might already be pregnant with Jian's child, but found she could not reach Jian at all. Not only did her messages go unanswered, but his phone would not connect either. Remembering how the Jia family had forced Jian to go on blind dates last time, Mikai rushed straight to the Jia family home without hesitation. Just as she had suspected, the Jia family had confined Jian. They were forcing him to choose among blind date matches. Tears filled Jian's eyes. Mom, Dad, why can you not let me be with the person I truly love? So what if Mikai could face danger? As long as I can be with her, I am not afraid of anything. Father Jia looked at him in bitter disappointment. Do you really think your mother and I do not know about the things you have done? Before Lin Mo left, you clung to Mikai. Fine. It was nothing. But now that Lin Mo is gone, you are still clinging to her. Are you trying to shame the Jia family completely? Jian's voice weakened and his face went pale. What have I done? Father Jia shot him an irritated look. Now go on those blind dates and behave yourself. Outside the door, Mikai stopped in her tracks. What had Jian done? Instinctively, She knew it could not be as simple as it seemed. Instead of going in, she remembered something and returned home. As a soldier, it was perfectly normal for her home to have surveillance cameras. But when she pulled up the old footage, she froze. She had never expected the fragile, obedient Jia and to have framed me. The footage showed what had happened while we were cooking last time. It clearly revealed the truth. I had not pushed him on purpose. Jia and had fallen on his own. Then he pinned the blame on me. There was also proof of Jia and threatening me, among countless other things. Every bit of it left me horrified. She never imagined the truth would be this. All along, she had misunderstood me. No wonder I had been so heartbroken. No wonder I kept saying I had done nothing wrong. The expression on my face then became painfully clear in her mind. In her mind, the Lin Mo of that day stared straight at her. It was as if he were asking why she had learned the truth only now. For a moment, her breathing seemed to stop. Countless memories crashed over her. My tireless devotion to her through all those years. My love for her. How I had risked my life to find our photograph together. The love that shone in my eyes every time I looked at her. I was Lin Mo, the man she had always overlooked. Mikai suddenly pulled the train ticket from her pocket. 5 hours remained. She still had time to find me and bring me back. Just as Mikai was about to head straight to the station, a call came in. Jia Eun's voice was full of joy. Mikai, my parents finally approve of us. Mikai's brows drew tightly together. They approve? That is right. I told them you are already carrying my child. Now we just have to make it true. Jia Eun sounded excited and expectant, but his voice made Mikai feel sick. She gave a cold laugh. But I do not want to be with you anymore. Jia Eun, it ends here. The line went silent for several seconds. Then an incredulous voice asked, Why? Mikai, why do you not want to be with me anymore? Did we not agree on this? Why? Mikai cut him off. You have the nerve to ask? Lin Mo treated you so well. He took care of you at every turn. And you? You slandered him right in front of me and got him punished. I never realized you were this kind of person. No, it is not like that, Mikai. Listen to me explain. Jia Eun spoke frantically, but Mikai had no interest in listening. She hung up and first rushed to her parents' home. She explained what she intended to do next. 3 hours remained before departure. She was ready to come find me. Just as she was about to leave, Jia Eun blocked the doorway. He stood before Mikai, his face covered in tears. Mikai, please listen to my explanation. I only did those things to Lin Mo because I love you too much. I was afraid you would fall in love with him. You were husband and wife. If you really fell for him, what claim would I have on you? Now, whenever Mikai saw his face, she remembered how he had made things difficult for me at home. The thought turned her stomach. Move. I am going to find Lin Mo. She shook him off without mercy. To her surprise, Jia Eun's expression turned stunned, then frantic. You are going to find Lin Mo. Have you really fallen in love with him? Mikai, answer me. Have you fallen in love with him? He has nothing to do with you now. There is no one else either. Just tell me the truth, please. Seeing him beg like this, Mikai smiled faintly. You are right. I have fallen in love with Lin Mo, and I am going to win him back. How can you do this? What am I supposed to do? Mikai, I have loved you for so long. Have you not always said that I was the one you loved? Why did you suddenly fall in love with Lin Mo? Jia Eun shouted, unable to accept it. He desperately blocked Mikai's path, refusing to let her leave. Pitiful tears covered his face. You are lying to me, right? I know what I did was wrong. From now on, I will listen to you. I will listen to you about everything. My parents have agreed to let us be together. Mikai, are you really going to give up like this? What does Lin Mo have that I do not? Mikai checked her watch. She had been delayed until only 1 hour remained. She truly did not want to keep arguing with Jia Eun. If she missed this train, the next one would not be for another 3 days. Besides, she had nothing left to say to Jia Eun. After what he had done, he still wanted forgiveness. If she had not discovered the truth, she would probably still be foolishly following the Jia family and discussing a wedding, and she would have lost me for the rest of her life. At that thought, Mikai's face grew colder. I am not lying to you. I was married to Lin Mo for 3 years. Somewhere along the way, I fell in love with him. I just never realized it. If it were not for you, I might really have lost him forever. Do you understand me now? I do not have time to hold you accountable for framing Lin Mo. When Lin Mo returns, I will make you apologize to him. With that, she ignored Jia Eun's attempts to stop her, pushed him aside, and rushed to the station. When she finally arrived at the station, She caught the train just in time. Her destination was Nanchang, several hours away. Mikai could not sit still. I had only been gone for 3 days. Yet to her, it had felt as long as 3 years. Only at a time like this did Mikai realize I had long become an indispensable part of every detail of her life. Why had she failed to see it all this time? Was it because she had taken all I gave for granted? Or because I had never asked for anything in return? I had been content just to stay by her side. She berated herself for taking so long to realize her own feelings. But thankfully, she still had a chance to win me back. Thinking that she would see me again soon, Mikai's heart raced uncontrollably. This time, she would give me a real marriage. No more sleeping in separate rooms, or getting pregnant only to make it up to me. Nor would the presence of the person she loved make things awkward for me, her military spouse. I would see her love for me grow, never diminish. Mikai's lips curved into a smile. She was almost there. Following the address old Chen gave me, I arrived at Nanchang Military District Hospital. I had heard Shen Yu was awake. I could not contain my excitement. The closer I got to the hospital, the harder my heart pounded. I knocked on the ward door, and a cool voice came from within. "Come in." It was Shen Yu's voice. Before I even saw her, just hearing that familiar yet unfamiliar voice made my eyes redden. I steadied my emotions and pushed open the door. Sunlight spilled over the hospital bed. Shen Yu sat there, reading a newspaper. She looked up at me. "May I ask what you need?" That cool voice took me back to the past. I froze for a moment. Do you not recognize me?" "It is me, Lin Mo." My voice trembled. The woman in the hospital bed shook her head and gave me an apologetic smile. "I am sorry. The doctor said the blood clot in my head has not cleared yet. I have temporary amnesia, so I cannot remember anything from before. But they all said that in the next few days, someone very important would come to see me." "Is that you?" Shen Yu smiled at me. She was so familiar, yet I could hardly believe it. I had waited for her so long. I had found someone who looked exactly like her, to anchor my will to live. Then I heard she was still alive. I came to her side as fast as I could. Yet she had amnesia and could no longer remember our past. Tears slipped down my face, startling Shen Yu. She came over and used her fingers to wipe the tears from my cheeks. "So, you must be the person they meant. I am truly sorry. But the doctor says it is only temporary. Would you be willing to wait for me? I should get better soon." I quickly wiped away my tears and forced a smile. "I will wait for you. I have waited for you so long. As long as you are alive, that is enough." For some reason, many people had visited before. Shen Yu felt nothing for any of them. But this man, his tears burned her heart and filled her with pain. It was as if something inside her was telling her, "Do not let the man before you cry." But whenever she tried to remember more, her head would ache, and she could remember nothing. All she could do was comfort me and say she would recover soon. Afterward, Shen Yu and I returned to the military housing compound. Shen Yu had been carrying out an extremely dangerous mission. She had now been promoted another rank, but she could not remember anything. So, she was put on extended leave. Before leaving, I quietly asked the doctor, what exactly was wrong with Shen Yu? The doctor said, her amnesia could be temporary, or it could last a lifetime. There was no way to know. Sometimes, reliving past experiences can stimulate the brain. The doctor recommended that she try it. So I stayed with her and helped with the treatment. I often told her about our past, every time I recalled those distant memories. A nostalgic smile would come to my face. The time I spent with Shen Yu was the happiest period of my life. Even though she had lost her memories, as long as I knew she was alive and still had a chance of recovering them, then everything I had done had not been in vain. Besides, even if she truly could not recover her old memories, I could start over with Shen Yu. But I had not enjoyed my peaceful life for long. Before an unwelcome guest came to Nanchang, I received a call from Nanchang Military District Hospital. The nurse sounded flustered. "Hello, is this Mr. Lin? There is someone here insisting on seeing you. She is a regimental commander, so we thought she might have something important to discuss. We hope you can come as soon as possible." The moment I heard the words regimental commander, I knew who it must be. I quietly agreed, then got ready to change and head out. Shen Yu took my hand. "Lin Mo, where are you going?" After spending these past few days together, Shen Yu had become very dependent on me. Though her face was identical to Mikai's, their personalities could not have been more different. Shen Yu never forcefully made decisions for me. Even when she saw me work hard to prepare a full table of dishes, she only worried that I had exhausted myself. I could not help smiling as I reassured her. I am just going to handle something at the hospital. I will be back soon. When I arrived at the hospital, Mikai was indeed waiting for me. When Mikai saw me, her eyes lit up, and she hurried over. Lin Mo, why are you in Nanchang? I did not answer her. Instead, I asked, did you not see the divorce papers I left behind? We have nothing to do with each other now. Where I go is none of your business. Mikai froze at my cold words. In her memory, I had always been gentle with her, obedient and compliant in everything. This was the first time I had ever defied her. Her brows drew together slightly. Lin Mo, I know you are angry. Jia framed you before. I have already uncovered the truth. And while you were gone, I realized I have fallen in love with you long ago. Lin Mo, come back with me. I will pretend the divorce never happened. We will remarry and clear everything up. This time, I will have no more murky entanglements with Jia. We can live a good life together. As she spoke, a soft smile touched her lips. Her brows relaxed, as if she could already picture our future together. The sight left me momentarily dazed, only because Mikai's face looked so much like Shen Yu's. But now, I no longer had to sacrifice myself for that face and stay with Mikai. The woman I truly loved had returned. I stepped back coldly. I am sorry, but no matter what you plan to do, I will not remarry you. I already have the person I truly love. Mikai's expression shifted. The person you truly love. Lin Mo, what are you talking about? What do you mean, the person you truly love? Have I not always been the one you loved? Just as I was about to explain, a voice came from behind me. Lin Mo, are you all right? I turned around, and Mikai recognized the love in my eyes. Why are you here? My voice softened sweetly. I brought you some clothes. It is a little cold outside. As she spoke, Shen Yu draped a coat over my shoulders. Then she looked up at Mikai in surprise. I cannot believe there is someone in the world who looks so much like me. Yes, the woman who came with Shen Yu. Mikai was startled when she first saw her, but she quickly thought she understood, because I could not have her love. So I found a substitute who looked exactly like her. She gave a disbelieving laugh. Lin Mo, what are you doing? No matter how much she looks like me, she cannot give you the same feelings I can. I know I made mistakes before. Come back with me. I will make it up to you. Shen Yu stood beside me, equally confused. Only I looked at Mikai with scorn. How could someone be so confident? What if I said you are the substitute? Mikai, you were never the one I loved. As soon as I finished, Mikai cut in. Impossible. Lin Mo, stop this. I know you love me. You do not need to find someone identical to me just to deceive me. She stepped forward, trying to grab my wrist and drag me back by force. But I pulled free at once. If you do not believe me, go ask around at the hospital. There was not a trace of hesitation on my face. Ignoring Mikai's disbelief, I left with Shen Yu. After we left, Mikai went straight into the hospital. A nurse exclaimed at her in surprise. Miss Shen, why have you come back again? Shen, so her surname was Shen. Thinking of that face identical to her own, and the tender love I showed her, Mikai's heart prickled with pain. She fixed the nurse with a sharp stare. What is her name? Give me her file. I am a regimental commander from the Biking military district. The nurse saw the identification she produced, and immediately realized she had mistaken her for someone else. The nurse hurriedly brought out the file. Mikai examined it page by page, and the pain in her heart deepened. Shen Yu. She was a regimental commander from the Nanchang military district. Her rank was equal to Mikai's. 3 years ago, while on a mission, she was believed to have died. Not even her body was found, since her mission was classified. The matter had never been made public. Unexpectedly, the injured Shen Yu had been found recently. But the bad news was that she had struck her head, leaving blood pooled in her brain and causing amnesia. She might never recover. I had arrived here 3 days earlier. I came here and took responsibility for caring for Shen Yu. This was enough to prove Shen Yu was not some substitute as Mikai had imagined, but someone I had known all along. And the file showed the date from 3 years ago. The date was 3 years ago, the very year I married Mikai. A crushing sense of absurdity swept over Mikai. She could not believe it was all real. At first, I married her not because I loved her, but because of her face. And all those years of obedience were not because I wanted to stay by Mikai's side, but because I wanted to remain by Shen Yu's side. Now that Shen Yu had returned, I had left Mikai without hesitation. Mikai laughed bitterly at herself. She had believed I loved her so deeply that I could not escape it. It had all been a lie. Just then, another photograph was brought over. Commander Me, this is a photograph of Commander Shen Yu from before. Mikai reached for it, then began to tremble. This photograph was identical to the one inside Lin Mo's necklace. The woman in that photograph was not Mikai. It was Shen Yu. The person I had been willing to risk my life for was not Mikai, but Shen Yu. It had always been Shen Yu. Mikai suddenly felt dizzy. It was as if the world before her eyes had turned upside down. How could this be? How could he possibly not love me? The one he loved could not possibly be someone else. Her fingers clenched tightly around the photograph's edge, as if she could search her memories for something to prove the woman in the picture was herself. But after a long while, she had to admit that she had never taken a photograph like this with me. One where I smiled so happily, and Shen Yu smiled so freely. She lowered the photograph in defeat, but she would not give up so easily, even if she was not the person I loved. Mikai did not believe that over those 3 years, I had felt nothing for her. Shen Yu had lost her memories now, and could not remember the past. They were both starting over. Mikai made up her mind. No matter the cost, she would come find me. She would prove that her love belonged to me alone. She had changed. She would not be like before. As long as I gave her one chance, she would do everything she could to make it up to me. Meanwhile, because of her amnesia, I had never explained to Shen Yu what happened to me during those 3 years. Now that Shen Yu had met Mikai, she was bound to have doubts. After we returned home, I told Shen Yu everything that had happened. I told her how devastated I had been when I heard she was dead. How discovering that Mikai had a face identical to hers gave me back the will to live. How I endured 3 years of mistreatment at Mikai's hands. How I nearly died saving our photograph from the necklace. And how, after learning she was safe, I resolutely divorced Mikai and came to her side. Every detail left Shen Yu stunned. Seeing the pain in my eyes, she reached out and stroked my cheek. Do not be sad. I will always be with you from now on. Nothing bad will happen again. Hearing that achingly familiar tone. You remembered. She smiled and shook her head, her eyes fixed on me. I have not recovered my memories, but I think being loved by you is a truly wonderful thing, whether it was in the past or now. So even if I cannot remember what came before, I will always stay by your side, Lin Mo. Overwhelmed with emotion, I pulled her into a tight embrace. Mikai did not come again over the next few days. I thought she had probably given up. I began taking Shen Yu to every place we had once visited together. Shen Yu and I were childhood sweethearts, so I took her to the park. We used to play here all the time as children. Pointing to the swing, I said, I used to sit here, and you would push me so high. But whenever it was your turn, I could not push you. You would always say I was too weak. Then, share your snacks with me. What you did not know was that I just wanted my turn on the swing to come sooner. So I claimed I could not push you. My cheeks turned faintly red. I gazed fondly at the swing, weathered by more than a decade. Shen Yu walked behind it and motioned for me to sit down. My face reddened further. Is that really appropriate? I am grown up now. We are both adults. How can we still play with children's things? Even so, I went over and sat on it. The swing creaked as though complaining that I had finally remembered it. Then Shen Yu, behind me, pushed me high into the air. Caught off guard, I gripped both ropes tightly. I could feel my hair flying up with me. I had not been on a swing in ages, and Shen Yu pushed me so high that my heart swayed up and down with it. It felt as if I had returned to those carefree childhood days. I cried out happily, so high. I am scared, Shen Yu. The woman behind me gave a low laugh. Do not be afraid, Lin Mo. If anything happens, I will protect you. Then we went to the high school we had attended. An elderly teacher there froze when he saw us. Lin Mo, what brings you back to school? I walked over. We came back for a visit, sir. Shen Yu's identity was classified, and it was not appropriate for most people to know about her amnesia. So I gave him a brief, evasive answer. Fortunately, since we had not visited in so long, the old teacher suspected nothing. Instead, he happily held us there and chatted away. How long has it been since you came back? I still remember when you were in school. You were quite the troublemakers. You were dragging Lin Mo out to skip class. Lin Mo was such a good student, and you led him astray. Still, you both got into the universities you wanted in the end. But are you still together now? Did you come back especially to give this old man a wedding invitation? The teacher laughed heartily, making me blush. Shen Yu and I had been wild and unruly since high school. Back then, Nearly everyone at school assumed we were a couple. Neither of us denied it. But then that happened. And we never even got the chance to marry. We never made our relationship official. But Shen, you still had amnesia. How could it be appropriate to answer a question like that? Just as I was about to brush it off, I heard Shen you already chatting with the teacher, looking nothing like someone with amnesia. We were young and foolish then. It was only natural that we did plenty of ridiculous things. Thank you for putting up with us, sir. As for Lin Mo and me, we have not decided when we will get married. Once we do, we will definitely send you an invitation. She took my hand and raised it, waving it in front of the teacher. The teacher seemed to have much more to say, but in the end, he simply smiled. Good, good. As long as you two are happy. Of all my students, you two are the ones I have always believed in most. Be sure to tell me when you get married. Shen Yu agreed with a smile, which only made me feel awkward. It was not until they finished talking and we left the school that I brought it up. Why did you say that to him? What if you never get your memories back? Shen Yu smiled. What if I never get them back? Then what we have now is already wonderful. Or do you think we will not get married, Lin Mo? Her smile was warm, touching the softest place in my heart. Marrying Shen Yu was everything I had ever dreamed of. How could I not want that? But I was just afraid. I did not voice my worries. I nodded, and we headed for our next stop. We had gotten into the same university after high school. The campus had been renovated, leaving little trace of how it once looked, but much of the interior remained unchanged. I carefully showed her around. We studied together in the library, reviewed for exams, and ate together in the cafeteria. At university, we no longer had to hide that we were together. We could openly do so many things, like walk hand in hand across campus. Shen Yu would always walk me to my dormitory. Nearby, plenty of couples clung to each other, reluctant to part. I was too embarrassed to do that in public. I hurried toward the stairs, but Shen Yu caught me and suddenly kissed me. It was our first kiss. I had reached the men's dormitory. Even now, I remember how it felt and how my heart raced. Shen Yu looked so earnest, as though she could melt me completely, leaving me unable to resist as I accepted it all. Besides, several other couples downstairs were doing the same. No one noticed us at all. As I spoke, a faint, happy smile came to my face. I looked wistfully at the spot beneath the tree. Just as I turned to leave for our next stop, Shen Yu caught me. Before I could react, she pressed close. Her face filled my vision, and then her warm lips met mine. Lin Mo, this is our first kiss too. The sound of her low voice instantly carried me back to those days. Past and present merged in that moment, proving that even without her memories, Shen Yu had not changed at all. Tears suddenly spilled from my eyes. As if I had endured for far too long, I held her tightly and returned her kiss with greater passion, as though pouring out all the pain of those years. I sobbed as I bit her lip. Shen Yu, you are so cruel. Why did you leave me alone for so long? Why did you come back after 3 years with no memories? Why can you not remember me? I waited so long for you. I finally found you again, Shen Yu. My words came out in broken fragments, all my former composure gone. Shen Yu could only suppress her heartache and unease, holding me close and soothing me over and over. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. I am back now. You do not have to be afraid anymore. Lin Mo. We stayed together beneath the dormitory for a long time. Only when my eyes were red from crying did I finally calm down. By unspoken agreement, neither of us mentioned what had just happened. Instead, our fingers intertwined as we strolled through campus. Suddenly, it began to rain. Neither of us had an umbrella. I was about to suggest buying one at the store, when Shen Yu took my hand and started running. Rain streamed over my cheeks, icy cold. I squeezed her hand and shouted, "Why are we running? Why not just go buy an umbrella?" Shen Yu's voice was smiling. "It just feels right. Is running through the rain not romantic?" She looked back, her smile dazzling me. She was my Shen Yu. So I laughed out loud in the rain too. We ran without a care, with nowhere in particular to go. But if it was with Shen Yu, no matter where, I would be willing to go with her, even to the ends of the earth, even somewhere we could never return from. As long as Shen Yu was there, that would be enough. We ran in the rain for so long that we somehow ended up running all the way back home. I stood with my hands on my hips, gasping for breath, soaked to the bone. Shen Yu was no better off, soaked like a drowned rat. Yet when we looked at each other, we both felt only happiness and romance. Shen Yu took out a dry towel and rubbed my hair. She leaned close and whispered, "Was that romantic?" Laughing, I gave her a light hit. "We are soaked. Shen Yu pretended to be in terrible pain as we kept fooling around. Somehow, Shen Yu ended up wrapping her arms around my waist. We were so close. We could feel each other's breath. Faced with Shen Yu's earnest expression, I froze where I stood, unable to think of anything. Her lips curved, tenderness in her eyes as she asked, "Did we ever do something like this before?" Yes, of course. This was not the only silly thing we did. We did not just get caught in the rain together. We rode bikes too. You gave me a ride, and we raced beneath the sun without a care. My throat was dry and hoarse. I could not speak. Smiling, Shen Yu kissed my Adam's apple. If we did the same things before, then there is nothing to fear, because even though I lost my memories, I have realized that I have fallen for you all over again. Lin Mo. I went still, utterly stunned by those words. Before I could say anything, she kissed me again. This time, her kiss crashed down on mine, leaving me unable to breathe. Then we made our way to the bed, and spent the entire night entwined in endless love. When I woke the next day, every inch of me ached. I had actually slept in for once. I got out of bed, looking for Shen Yu, and found her in the kitchen. At first, I was always the one who cooked and cleaned at home, handling everything, big and small. When I was with Mikai, I had grown used to it. But at Shen Yu's home, I only did it once. Shen Yu frowned and told me to put it down. She said she had brought me here, not to make me into her housekeeper. After that, Shen Yu took care of all the cooking and chores. I helped now and then. But otherwise, I watched Shen Yu bustle around the kitchen. Scenes like this always reminded me of the past. Shen Yu had once told me the same thing. If we got married, I would not have to do anything, except whatever I enjoyed, and she would take care of all the housework. Now, Shen Yu had fulfilled that promise. I watched for a while, then washed up. By the time I sat down, Shen Yu had breakfast ready. After we ate, we planned to return to the hospital for a checkup. Whenever I brought up the past lately, Shen Yu could sometimes recall fragments. That was a good sign. Perhaps another trip to the hospital would give the doctor a way to clear the blood buildup in her brain. After examining her at the hospital, the doctor looked pleased. You have recovered very well lately. The blood clot has shrunk, and the area under pressure is smaller, which is why you can recall some things. At this rate, within 2 years, you should fully regain your memories, even without outside triggers. Shen Yu and I were both thrilled by the news. We thanked the doctor and planned to keep visiting places from our past. Counting on my fingers, I said, there are still so many places we have not visited. Yet, if we go to all of them, maybe your memories will come back faster. Shen Yu nodded, her eyes filled with affection for me. As we left the hospital, I stopped walking. The smile vanished from my face. Lin Mo. Mikai stood there, her gaze burning. I will not give up. Can you give me one more chance? I know about all of it now. I do not care that you treated me as a substitute for the past 3 years. As long as you come back to me. I had thought Mikai had already given up, but I never expected to run into her again. My expression darkened. I thought I had already made it very clear. There is someone I love deeply, but it is not you. Mikai clenched her fist. I know, but we were married for 3 years. How could you feel absolutely nothing for me? Besides, Shen Yu still has amnesia. She is not even the person you love. She is just someone with no memories now. Why will you not give me another look? Impatience had already crept onto my face. I married Mikai in the first place because of that face. I endured so much during our marriage because of that face too. But now, I no longer need to look at that face to keep myself from wanting to die. Why would Mikai not let go? My voice held no emotion. You ask whether, after 3 years of marriage, I have feelings for you. Mikai, why don't you look at what you've done first? Your heart held only Jian. You never cared about me. How could I possibly have feelings for you? The only attachment I ever felt was to that face identical to Shen Yu's. That is all. Without that face, I would not have even spared you a glance. Those blunt, cutting words stabbed straight into Mikai's heart. Her voice hoarse, she looked at the man before her. The man she had spent so many years with. She had prepared herself to win me back. Yet these merciless words were all she received. She choked back a sob and stared at him. I do not believe you, Lin Mo. You must be lying to me. I saw how good you were to me over those 3 years. I have sent Jia in away. From now on, I will fulfill my duties as your wife. I will not hurt you again. Would you really rather stay with someone who has lost her memories? Anything she can do, I can do. Her eyes reddened too. This woman, who had always held herself so high, had become like this just to win me back. Anyone who saw her would find it unbelievable. Even Mikai herself had never expected it. At first, she thought I would return as soon as she asked. Later, she believed that if she apologized and made it up to me, my heart would soften. But now, she felt she had to lay her heart bare before me. For me to believe her, Mikai stepped forward. With a whoosh, a truck came speeding toward me. It was headed straight for me. Mikai's heart leaped into her throat. She looked toward the driver's seat and saw that the driver had fallen asleep. She instinctively moved to save me, but Shen Yu reacted faster. She threw her arms around me and shielded me behind her, protecting me with her own body. The impact jolted the sleeping driver awake. She slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. Shen Yu and I were both dragged beneath the truck. A huge pool of blood spread across the ground. Mikai's pupils contracted as she watched. Her military training made her react quickly. She immediately called emergency services. Emergency responders arrived quickly. They moved the truck aside and found Shen Yu still shielding me, covered in blood. She was unconscious, while I had only minor injuries. As they pulled us out, I wailed in utter devastation. I had only just found Shen Yu. Why did this accident have to happen? I watched Shen Yu being placed on a stretcher. Weakly, she looked at me and smiled, her lips moving feebly. I remember everything now. Lin Mo. After saying that, she closed her eyes. Once again, I felt fate was cruelly toying with us. I sobbed so hard I could barely breathe. Without sparing a glance at the equally injured Mikai, I hurried into the ambulance, clutching Shen Yu's hand tightly. The ambulance drove away. A nurse who had stayed behind noticed me nearby. She kindly walked over. "Ma'am, it looks like you are hurt too. Would you like to go to the hospital for a checkup?" Mikai seemed not to hear her. She stared blankly at the ambulance disappearing in the distance. I truly had not even glanced at her once. Even though she had just tried to save me and dislocated an arm, I had not even noticed. All I could see was Shen Yu. In that moment, she finally understood. In a dry voice, she forced out the words, "I am fine. I just need to rest a while." She took one last look, then slowly walked away, clutching her aching arm. I truly did not want her anymore. That truth pierced her heart like a needle, making every breath hurt. She had been wrong long ago. The woman walked slowly down the road, desolate as she made her way to the station. An attendant came over. "Hello, ma'am, would you like to buy a ticket?" Mikai nodded. "One ticket to biking, please. The earliest one available." As the attendant processed it quickly, she looked up and casually asked, "Are you going home, ma'am?" "Home?" She shook her head. "I just work there." I followed them to the hospital in a daze. The driver was taken to the police station, but Shen Yu's surgery continued. Because of the blood buildup already in her brain, and the blow to her head in this accident, her condition was now extremely dangerous. At any moment, she could lose all vital signs. The surgery lasted 10 full hours. I sat outside the operating room for those same 10 hours. I did not sleep or eat a thing. Shen Yu was all I could think about. If anything happened to her, then I would die with her. When the operating room light went out and the doors opened, I rushed over. Doctor, how is she? Is she all right?" The panic on my face was plain to see. My whole body was shaking. I had not even had time to wash the blood from my clothes. The doctor sighed in relief. "The patient's condition is stable. She is no longer in immediate danger, but she will need to be monitored for a few more days. Once she is fully stable, she can be moved to a regular ward." My body went limp, and I collapsed to the floor. I gasped as though I had survived a disaster myself. Thank goodness, she is out of danger. Shen Yu will be all right. For the next few days, I stayed at the hospital with Shen Yu. On the third day, Shen Yu finally opened her eyes and regained consciousness. I was the first to rush to her side. Seeing how weak she looked, I began to cry again. "Why did you save me, do you have any idea you almost died?" She was covered in bandages and looked terribly battered, but her smile was still the same. "Of course, because I could not bear for anything to happen to you. Lin Mo, did we not promise that I would protect you for the rest of my life?" I froze. Those were words we had once said to each other. My eyes filled with tears. You got your memories back." Shen Yu nodded. Though weak, her voice was resolute. The doctor said, "The accident completely cleared the blood buildup in my brain, so I remember everything now. Thank you for staying with me, Lin Mo. Without you, I could never have recovered. But now, I will have to ask you to take care of me a little longer." She gave me the same forced smile as always. I did not know what to say. I laughed and cried at once. By some twist of fate, she had regained her memories, but that accident had been so dangerous, If it had to happen again, I would rather it had never happened at all. Shen Yu coughed a few times, and the doctor immediately rushed over. He told me that because her condition was so severe, she could not speak too much yet. She needed proper rest. I nodded. After that, I came to the hospital every day to be with Shen Yu. Each time, I brought nutritious meals I had made myself. Even the doctors praised how devoted we were to each other. I would always blush shyly when I heard it. Shen Yu would smile and nod, quietly tightening her hold on my fingers. She stayed in the hospital for 2 months before her injuries fully healed. The day she was discharged, Shen Yu said she had prepared a surprise for me, to thank me for taking such good care of her. I asked curiously, "What is it? You are being so mysterious." Of course Shen Yu would not tell me. A gift should be mysterious. Or what kind of gift would it be? Anyway, you will find out soon enough. Alright, I will trust you this once. I did not dwell on it. In my heart, as long as we keep this simple life, that was the greatest gift of all. When we got home, Shen Yu took a cake from the refrigerator. My eyes lit up. I had been eating the same nutritious meals all this time. They were just as bland, and I had been craving sweets for ages. I never expected Shen Yu to buy a cake. This is the surprise. I hurried over eagerly. Shen Yu nodded. Yes. Want a bite? I picked up a pre-cut slice with my fork and took a bite. Then confusion and surprise filled my eyes. I spat something out. It was a ring, resting quietly in my palm. Ew. I should have been the one to do this. I did not know what to do. Shen Yu dropped to one knee and took the ring from my palm. After wiping off the cream, she held it before me. Mr. Lin Mo, will you marry me? Will you fulfill the promise we once made, together with me? I stared at her in disbelief, my eyes turning red. From the day we got together, Shen Yu had said that one day, she would marry me. After all these years, she was finally holding up a ring. My voice trembled fiercely. I do. I do. The next second, the silver ring slipped onto my finger. Shen Yu took my hand and kissed the spot where the ring rested. Then it is settled. From now on, you are mine, Lin Mo. We will be together for the rest of our lives, never to part again. As I looked at the woman before me, her face flickered through my memories from childhood to adulthood, finally settling on the face before me now. I could not describe how I felt. It was as though I had finally gotten what I truly wanted. The moment Shen Yu stood, I threw myself into her arms. 3 years, a whole 3 years. I never thought I would get to see my wish come true. I cried so hard I could barely speak. Shen Yu reminded me softly, "It is time to make a wish. The candles are lit." If I had one wish, it was for this moment to last forever. I looked at the flickering candles and gently blew them